In this video, we're exploring the trading mindset of Al Brooks, a veteran day trader known for his disciplined, chart-focused approach. With decades of screen time and a deep focus on price action, Brooks has developed a method built on simplicity, objectivity, and strict risk control. We've selected 6 of his most insightful clips from the ComLucro archive, covering mindset, execution, timeframes, and the tools he actually uses to make decisions in the market. The structure is simple. We'll start with core ideas, move toward real-world application, then end with a clear, repeatable plan you can use to sharpen your own trading. Let's begin with a dose of realism, one that every trader needs to hear before they risk a single dollar.
I think anyone starting trading is going to lose money for several years. You're looking for a career that pays a lot of money. Everyone trading wants to make a lot of money. You're competing against extremely smart people, and it's essentially a zero-sum game. So you're trying to take money from really, really smart people who are trying to take money from you. And when you start out, they're going to win. You're going to lose money. But if you have the discipline and you're careful and you learn how to be objective and you try not to be greedy and you use stops, you use profit targets, I believe it's something that you can do. But I would start really small, and I would be very humble and work very hard on discipline and expect to lose for several years. And don't trade big, and if you're starting to lose 2 or 3 trades in a row, have a set limit every day where you're going to shut it down.
That's the real starting point. Not with a big account or fancy tools, but with humility, discipline, and a clear rule to stop when emotions take over. Every trader loses in the beginning, but only those who manage risk survive long enough to improve. So how do you start small without putting your capital at risk? In the next clip, Al Brooks shares a simple transition strategy, one that's helped many traders build skill without pressure.
I think if a person has a big enough nest egg, they can quit their jobs and go right ahead. But if they don't, I would transition, and in transitioning, either you can try to trade for an hour or 2 in the morning, and that's all you need. I have friends who only trade an hour a day, and they make a living doing it. But I would trade small and risk very little. I would trade high volume markets like the FAS or the FAZ, where you're not going to get slippage. It trades the same as the major markets, and it's a very good way to learn without much risk.
This kind of transition, small, deliberate, and low risk, gives new traders a real chance to grow without pressure or burnout. It's not about trading more, it's about trading smarter from the very beginning. But even with a simple routine, trading demands fast decision, again and again throughout the session. In the next clip, Al Brooks explains how he simplifies his thinking by reducing every choice to a binary decision.
To me, I'm a day trader, and I consider about 40 trades a day. On the E-mini, there are 81 5-minute bars every day, and on an average day, there are about 40 potential setups. So I'm thinking constantly, and for me to be able to process whether or not I should take a trade and then place the trade and do everything correctly, I have to have a bunch of rules that keep things simple. And one is limiting my choices to 2 things. So risk on, risk off, bull trend, bear trend, trading range, high probability, low probability. I categorize everything that I see into a binary decision. And once I make a decision, for example, if it's trend versus trading range, if it's a trend, I'll look to swing more of my position. If it's a trading range, I'll look to buy low, sell high, and scalp. So it determines how I want to trade. If the trend is up, I want to buy. If the trend is down, I want to sell.
Clear thinking leads to clear execution. By reducing every choice to a simple yes or no, Al Brooks removes hesitation and stays focused on what matters, price action and probability. But clarity isn't just about how you think, it's also about what you focus on. In the next clip, Brooks explains why the chart in front of you is all you need, and how chasing time frames can do more harm than good.
To me, if you take away the time frame and just look at any chart, they're all the same. And there are thousands of ways to construct a chart for what's taking place during the day. And it doesn't matter which chart you take, there will be plenty of setups on every chart. And I realized that by trading the 5-minute chart, I'm missing all kinds of other setups on the 1-minute chart, the 3-minute chart, volume charts, all kinds of other charts. And I don't worry about it. So you simply look at the chart that you have in front of you and don't worry about the hundreds of other setups that you're missing on all of those other time frames. Any one chart will have plenty of setups, and if you just focus on one chart, there'll be plenty of opportunities to make money.
Focusing on one chart doesn't mean missing out. It means mastering what's in front of you. Al Brooks reminds us that simplicity brings consistency, and every chart has more than enough opportunity if you know how to read it. So how does he read it? In the next clip, Brooks breaks down the core tools he actually uses. No indicators, no noise, just price, structure, and clean breakouts.
The most important thing for me is breakouts. I look for large trend bars, and I look how the market responds after it creates a large trend bar. I also use trend lines, I also use trend channel lines, I also use measured moves. I don't use Elliott wave, and I don't use Fibonacci, and I don't use indicators.
And what markets do you typically trade?
I trade mostly the E-mini, but when the E-mini is especially quiet, a lot of times I'll trade the note futures, and I also trade stocks. And when I trade stocks, I'm trading off the 60-minute chart and the daily chart, and mostly I'm trading options, owning puts or calls or spreads.
Al Brooks strips it down to what really matters: clean breakouts, price structure, and market behavior, not lagging tools or complicated theories. His edge doesn't come from adding more. It comes from cutting out what's unnecessary. But even the cleanest chart can lose its power if your mind is cluttered. In this final clip, Brooks explains why news is not just irrelevant. It's actually dangerous for traders who want to stay focused and objective.
To me, news has no benefit to trading. It's entirely baked into the price charts. And if you see someone on the news, that means the producer picked that person to be on the news. And the producer picked that person among all the different choices. The market always has people with opposite opinions. That producer picked a person with one opinion. There's someone equally smart with absolute opposite opinion. So if I'm watching the news, I'm only getting half the story, and it's going to influence my decision making in a bad way. So to me, the news, it's bad for a trader.
When you rely on headlines, you're not trading the market. You're trading someone else's opinion. For Al Brooks, staying consistent means tuning out the noise and letting the chart speak for itself. So now that you've seen how Al Brooks approaches trading with discipline, simplicity, and a relentless focus on price, it's time to take those lessons and apply them to your own process. Here's a simple framework to keep in mind. First, think in probabilities, not predictions. Stick to setups with structure and clarity and avoid overcomplicating your chart. Second, make binary decisions. Is it trending or ranging? Is it worth the risk or not? Keep your choices clean and focused. Third, reduce distractions. You don't need indicators or news, you need rules, discipline, and practice. And finally, trade small, stay humble, and be patient. Because real consistency comes from doing less, but doing it better. So, if you're serious about building consistency, confidence, and control into your trading, the Psychology of Trading playlist is your next step. It features insights from David Paul, Tom Hugard, Alexander Elder, and many other world-class traders, all sharing what really goes on behind the charts. Because in trading, what happens behind the scenes isn't just important, it's what makes the difference. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you found the content helpful or engaging, please give it a like, as this helps the video reach more traders like you. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest insights on the markets and practical trading strategies. Sharing this video with your friends or on your social networks can make a big difference and helps our community become stronger. Now, if you want to go even deeper and get access to exclusive content, early video releases, and extra tools to support your journey, consider becoming a member of the ComLucro trader community right here on YouTube. It's a way to support our work and a smart investment in your own development. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.